Hey everyone, it's Kimber Schaefer here with Rage in the Cage OKC News. We are hanging out at the weight room talking all things Rage in the Cage 62. And we've got Tevin 2 Feet Laskey. You are making you've obviously fought for Rage in the Cage before as an amateur. This is your first time you're going to be fighting for Rage in the Cage as a pro fighter. You are 1-0 as a pro, and then in kickboxing 1-1. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I am 1-0 as a pro. The last time I fought on Rage in the Cage, I was a young, hungry amateur. At the end of the day, I always, say how I feel and everything. But I'm coming off a loss, my first knockout loss. But technically, I'm still, undefeated. As a pro, just 1-0 doesn't mean anything. So this fight is big to me, and even though Nathan may not respect me, I do respect Nathan because we have history and everything. And to be honest, the history is I wanted to turn pro so bad. I should have been a pro when I was 18 years old, and at 23 years old, I was pretty much begging for a pro fight. Well, Nathan had more experience than me. Okay, well, no respect there. We can't have a fight because I've had too many fights. So, he's sunning me the whole time talking trash. I don't talk trash, I just keep it a bill. So, long story short, tables turn. This guy likes to burn bridges, yeah? So, he burns his bridges and then he's in my inbox. Can we make the fight happen? I'm like, yeah, I'll pull the strings that I need to pull, blah, blah, blah. That was back when he wasn't 4-5. So now it's 4-5, so technically he still had 9 pro fights, and I've only had, technically if I add them all up, I've had 3 pro fights. So the commission should not let this happen. But this is a kind of give me a plea, if you will. I'm not going to talk trash about Nathan because it's a bill. I'm going to keep it a bill, like I said. That just means we're both supposedly coming back hungry. So this fight is fun, He's been known to not, hold up to the end of his contract, but at the end of the day, if you're 4-5 pro, I believe that you've shown me a little bit of respect enough to get in my inbox and talk to me like a bro when you need to, But at the end of the day, I think it's just, if it's supposed to happen, it's just like anything else in my life. It's just supposed to happen. And, we're both coming off of losses. He has a losing record. I have a winning record. That doesn't mean anything has not been proved. So, long story short, November 3rd, Rage in the Cage. If my strawberry shortcake comes, I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat.
And, obviously I can tell there's bad blood between you guys. Do you think that pushes you in a fight, or do you get, because I've seen so many fighters get caught up in the bad blood that they get in their head about it. How do you go around that? It's
not really, to be honest, if there is any type of bad blood, in my opinion, it just gets put into training. He may not respect me at all, but I would hope that he would respect me enough to train like I'm training. Because I'm only a 1-0 pro, so I'm very hungry. And I don't know if he started out undefeated as a pro or not, so he may not never felt this hunger that I have. But he's 4-5, so he's been here before. So I have all the respect in the world for him. Like I've said before, he's a character. He wants to be mini Conor McGregor. But you guys will see in the cage that we are virtually the same height. I could be taller than him, as I am a literal midget. I quote from Mr. Nathan. We're like the same height. I'm not used to fighting people my height. Like when I fought Satish, he's taller than me. I'm used to having to use my brain, and this guy can't use his brain and talk trash with me. I don't do that because I know my fans will like it too much. To be honest, I know they will, but I'm just keeping it a bill right now. And I respect the guy enough. I just drove really far away, to come up here and do a face-off and everything, and he's not here. And I don't know for sure, but I think he lives in Oklahoma City. So, and everybody's talking. What it is he wants you to go make a post about it. I'm not a social media cat like that. I have a great team us with me and my lady, and she does all of that. I don't do all that trash talking. I'm a fighter. I train. I go to work. I supply and demand
Fight
for
with
my
your hands and not with words.
Yep, I supply and demand with my hands, whether I'm working or, and at the end of the day, I've said it time and time again, this ain't nothing but a platform to propel me to the next platform, because the lesson in my last fight was I conducted myself as a champion, just like I knocked somebody out. I start crying and whining and stuff when I knock somebody out. When I finish somebody, no, I celebrate and I'm happy. So when I walked out of the cage after I got knocked out, this is where I'm cut from a different cloth. I walk out, my hands go up, crowd goes crazy. Out of all those people, not too many people learned, but some people learned that this is how you conduct yourself as a win, lose, or draw, no matter, what happens in you. And this is the first time on record that I've said this. I go by 2 feet, but I also do have another name, and it is King Push. I sometimes skateboard for miles and miles. I rode a bike from Sapulpa to Tulsa the other day. So I'm KP. That is an acronym for King Push, and that means a lot of things. If I'm not pushing on a board, then I'm pushing through a workout, or I'm pushing through a trash Monday, or I'm pushing through a Friday that I thought was going to be a nicer Friday, So at the end of the day, I'm just trying to inspire to push. Push, that's what I'm always telling people, because I train people as well, and that's my biggest thing is push yourself while pacing yourself. You can see this person and this family member over here, and you can see this person on Facebook and social media site doing this over here. So you're pushing yourself at the end of the day. You're surrounding yourself with the right people that are inspiring you. You guys are, doing the same things, and at the end of the day, if you've got those people around you, you're fine. I'm great. To be honest, Nathan could turn out to be something great. I would like us to bang it out, win, lose, or draw. People want to see it again, yeah? Okay? And then we just cash out again, Nathan. You can cash out again with me, or you can do Nathan. It is what it was. You can do what you want. I'm going to make it regardless. It's always been I've needed him or something, he thinks. But I'm a 1-0 pro now. 4 and 5. My dad always told me the cream always rises to the top. So I'm blessed at the end of the day.
Well, and I tell you, we can't wait to see this fight. I mean, obviously, in my mind, I want to call it the Battle of Bad Bloods. So, November 3rd, guys, Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market, Rage in the Cage, 62, Nathan Trepanier, Tevin 2 Feet Laskey. Finally, they're going to put an end to the words war, and they're going to use their hands, and one of them is going to come out a winner. Can't wait to see it. You can get tickets from this fighter right here, Tevin 2 Feet Laskey, tickets from any other fighter on the card, or, of course, stubwire.com, and we hope to see you then.